Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you may be in the world. I want to thank you for stopping by Healing Inner Child Wounds Conversations with Z. This is Rita, or Zuri Bibi, as others know me. I'm coming to you with the inner child message. And when I first came in here, I was doing my own little stuff in here. I realized I didn't do the recap. Here we go with this yawning. I never yawn until I turn on that camera. But anyway, I'm not going to do a recap. I think I'm not. I'm just going to do the readings, and then the next week we'll just start on Sunday with the inner child message. But I do have a topic that I want to talk about. My inner child had me brought something to my attention, and it's concerning money. And I want to talk about it because it seems like in a lot of the readings there's an issue with money. Somebody's holding on to money, somebody trying to keep, don't want somebody to get money. And I'm noticing that in other readings that I hear from others as well. And I think, I shouldn't even say I think, I know it's an inner child wound. And it probably has something to do with something that I have experienced as a child, and probably you all have in some way, shape, or form. And that is someone when you were in your childhood controlling money. You weren't allowed to control money. And I believe this was done to control you. If I don't know if I talked about this. I've been trying to watch that movie Hunger Games, and I can't. Before it was readily available where you could just click on and watch it. Now you can't watch it. And I think it's because the powers that be, they had, because look at that. Here we go. Because they have to tell us what they're doing. And they do it a lot of times in the movies. And if you did see the Hunger Games movie, if you remember, the people in that where they were, they had to go out, and each family had to give somebody up to be picked to do something. And literally, well, they were from different realms, boroughs, I'll say it that way. And literally, the powers that be do that because they want to see who can survive. They had these people trying to kill each other. And literally, like it was explained to me by another reader, how it was explained was that it happened in this time, with us. They decide to pick one kid and treat that kid like crap, give other kids the other, stuff, and not. It's a Hunger Games situation. If you look at that, they just do it in a more updated manner. Especially if you want to get benefits and all this other kind of stuff. They, back in the day, that's what they did. But that's really deep because I'm sitting here thinking about that. In my case, it wouldn't have been me if my father hadn't passed away. It might have been my brother, or it might have been my sister. But once my father passed away, I was the sheep. I was the one. I was the one that was done differently. Sister giving everything, brother getting away with everything, but anyway, that's my own. That's just some of my wounding and that I've worked on. I won't say it's completely healed, but I've done a lot of healing. I've done a lot of work, more work than most people think I have. But anyway, I want to ask for protection, and I want to read this because I think a lot of you all need to say these things because another reader that I really liked, they went on a sabbatical because the demons have been coming at them so bad, and they weren't prepared for the battle. So they're going to learn, how to protect themselves. And I did give them I gave them a channel to go to so they could get some help, because that person has helped me. But anyway, um, I want you all, I'm going to say this, and then I'll have you all write it down or save it, because I saw it in my feed. And what it says is, I call my power back to me. I call my energy back to me. I call my magic back to me. I am cleansed and disconnected from anything that may drain me. I am shielded from any energy that does not serve me. I am safe. I am protected. I am whole. And so it is. Now, and on top of that, I'm asking for the divine to put the extra covering. Burn off the negative energies. Have the angels cover me wing to wing. The archangels are around. The ascended masters are around. My aliens, my ancestors, spirit guide, spirit team, my shadow, my inner child, along with the divine, is with me as I am covered by 2 levels of the white light of protection. The first one covers me, and it extends 20 feet in every direction. And the second layer covers me every direction, and it's 200 feet in every direction. It is said, it is so, it's done. All right, so let's get with this reading. Normally I got a lot of cards here, and I will make room for them, but I am going to start with the inner child card. But I want to discuss, or see what the divine has to say about this money situation. This 10 of Cups. I don't know what that's about, because it came out and then it flipped, but I'm not taking it. Somebody's going toward their happy, emotionally happy life. Okay. I'm only taking one card of this. It was the 8 of Wands, but I'm not. That's 2 cards, I think. Let's see. Yeah. So I'm only taking this card. These will be off to the side. They may have something to do with whatever I'm going to talk about. But the main card today is 8 of Wands. Can't make it up. Fast forward movement. But it looks like all these children are lighting a path. And there is an owl, wisdom, watching. And they're doing it under the moon cycle. I knew I was doing this reading, so why is not the book right here? They're right here. When I look at the 8 of Wands, it's fast forward movement, it's communication. But when I look at this, it's a group of children, it's a group effort, lighting the path, they're at a bonfire. So let's see what it says. Of the 4 elements, fire is the lightest because it rises upward in the air. Fire moves in many shapes and forms and is used in ritual and ceremony to accentuate transformation, purification, and spiritual awakening. Fire gods and goddesses were said to be born in the woods, much like Greek heroes and heroines who were said to be born of tree maidens. These god and goddesses were then impregnated by lightning and the sun. On the 8 of Wands are 8 fairies who are being initiated or reborn into the fiery realm of power and transmutation. Their wands are being re energized and alchemized as they invoke the birth of new consciousness. Ultimately, what is truly being awakened in them is the light of the world. Join these fairies as they light their wands in the blazing fire. It may be time for you to reunite with a group, family, or consciousness that moves you beyond self interest or personal power. The way you use your power has significant consequences in the world. Fire can destroy or heal. Become a light bearer who honors truth and feels compassion for all who share the earth. So, a lot of you are being initiated into something on your path. Now, these other cards over here, Two of Swords and Child of Crystals. Child of Crystals was in reverse. I know. You're getting clarity on this battle to see why you didn't have no money. Can't make this up. I was only trying to do one card. But in the workbook, we're going to ask questions about that. Okay. The traditional, I'm going to read it. This card stands for the ability to overcome the hindrances that may stand in our way. It is fast moving and solid at the same time. The essence of the number 8 denotes skill and mastery, and the wand suit represents the fires of the soul burning with passion and life force. Communication deepens, and your ability to stand your own ground with clarity and focus is strengthened. Difficulties of the past are coming to an end, while a whole sense of wholeness abounds. So a lot of you who were having issues dealing with that money, and it, I'm saying money, but for you it could be something else, whatever your inner child situation was, is coming to an end. The 8 of Wands is about energy and one's ability to summon it toward focus and revitalization. A magical moonlit night is the setting for this fairy reunion. Each extends a magic wand into the central flame in order to unify and recharge their light bodies. They represent our need to remain in contact with kindred spirits, to uphold and strengthen our path of destiny, and to boldly ignite the flames of passion in our life. There are times when we must reconnect with vital people, places, or events in order to engage with the essential fire of our inspiration. This card signifies a time to remain true to your own energies unconditionally. Now, the question you should be asking yourself at this time are, am I aware and conscious of the immense skill and mastery that are offered to me at this time regarding my relation to higher service and healing? Am I in contact with my kindred friends and associates? And how may I strengthen my circle of support and friendship? Now, you might be doing that through therapy. You may talk to somebody, but the thing of it is, you're getting clarity. You're fighting for it to find out why, as a child, you didn't have no money. Why money was kept away from you. If I could summarize it, I can say that it's because the people you were around knew that if you had the money, you were going to leave, and you wasn't coming around, and they wanted your energy. They sucked you dry. That's all I'll say about that. Let's see what else we can say. Yeah, it was a cycle. Some of you were dealing with this. I know I was. I was dealing with that cycle about money for a long time. There it is. For a lot of you, it was an unfinished symphony. It was constantly happening to you. And I'll pull a few more. Anything else? There we go. I'll take those. Unfinished symphony. And you were loyal. You were a good kid. A lot of you. A lot of the people around you knew that you had energies from the higher power and that you were a treasure island. That's why they kept that money away from you. They knew if you got that money, you were going to be out of there. It's a shame, but it's the truth. Not for you. They were trying to say that you don't need no money. It's not for you. I'm going to pull... No, we'll do the Kipper. All the cards have been cleansed and shuffled. Some of you knew that if you had money, you would go off and get married. What else about this inner child message about money? There it is. It's a family situation, I told you. A lot of you, like I said, would have gotten married. And a lot of you, I might need to pull another card. A lot of you ended up getting in relationships with false people. And it could be that whoever you married they did that, you having this lack of money. I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to pull another card because I know some people ran away. When they were able to run away, they would run away. As soon as they turned 18 or whatever, they would run and get married to people. But they would end up going to be with somebody else. They went with people for the money because whoever they were with, they were the false person, and they were being false too in the relationship. Can I have a message on this marriage? How this lack of money affected their inner child issue, affected their relationships, or it fell on the floor. Let's see. So you get to see my face. Okay. People got married, but they ended up getting the message that it was they made a frivolous decision. They didn't think it through. All they were thinking about was getting out of that situation of not having any money. Thankfully, I did not do that. I said the opposite. I was like, I ain't getting married. Yeah. So what is this with these lovers? They just became a servant. Serving two people. There we go. 3 popped out. Faithfulness. Despair. House. Can't make it up. A lot of people that they ended up getting a lover because they wanted to stay faithful to the marriage, but they were not happy. They were not happy in that house. So they found a friend to have a lover. They found this it's weird how an inner child issue as simple as not having money can make somebody do some weird stuff like this. And some people steal, some people, that's why kids would steal, but Some of these people here, they just went and got married. This story, this is what this is, and then they ended up getting getting into another relationship. They didn't want. It's cheaper to keep her situations, or cheaper to keep him. False person. I'll take it. They all fell out. They felt in prison because they were with that false person. False person. Oh, yep. Got locked in because they had a child. And then the person they was getting with was not really an honest person either. They were a merchant, or they were never home. They were out servicing other people. So they tried to remain. They stayed in that relationship. But they felt in prison. All because of a lack of money. All because of some type of belief system that was ingrained on them as a kid. I remember being told, you can't have the money. Now, it's funny because whenever I did get my money, if they wanted my money, I made them pay interest on my money. I was like, if I give you my money, you got to give me more money back. I didn't even understand that concept at that time, that I was, using money in the correct way. But somewhere along the line, after my dad passed away, that whole situation changed. Me having access to money was very rare, unless I babysat, and then I hate to even say, I'd have to lie about how much I got, otherwise they'd be trying to get that. But anyway, let's keep it going. This wedding. Very cloudy. Yeah, the message, not a good message. It's a snake up there. And then you got dark clouds up there too. So, just from you making this this decision to get away from a family that made you feel bound due to whatever their belief systems with money, just led you into this, a burden, because you were trying to control yourself. Can I have a card for this one? Sneaky like a fox. You had to sneak, and you had to, you were sneaking because you wanted this. You wanted to be around a beautiful environment. There's these babies again, and then who knows, because the story gets even deeper. You don't even know because there's this false person here. You don't even know if you're, the child that you have are your husbands or your wives, or if you're a man, male, masculine, you're making children elsewhere with a lover. All because it's a cycle. It's a vicious, and I'm looking at this. Look how it's just a cycle. It's just a crazy cycle. Can I have a card for this false person? Yep. It's like a bear. It's just ridiculous. A hungry bear. Only going after honey. I'm going to leave it like that. But some of you are now understanding this. The key is on the bottom. Some of you are understanding that you don't have to follow that same paradigm. You don't have to follow that same belief system. You can do whatever you want. You're not locked into that. I'm going to pull from here. With you all understanding something better. What major changes since your understanding? What major changes, life changes, can you look forward to? Creating your own destiny. Because you're ending some type of cycle. I want two more. You're creating something after learning what was hidden from you. Because you're understanding you're understanding what was done to you as a high priestess. So a lot of you, I'm dealing with high priestesses on my channel. Some of you are hierophants too, but yeah, you're ending some type of cycle. For me, it's a cycle about money. I'll pull those last. Oh, this music that's playing is called I Love Myself. So for this magician, what is the collective doing? You're working, you're learning on how to create stuff after releasing the judgment. You're moving on. Here's the high priestess again on the bottom. You've gone within. And a lot of you are doing this work silently, Because if when people learn that you're doing work, they'll try to do things to thwart you. The card just fell on the floor again. And it's the high priestess. The high priestess and the moon is going under the moon. The high priestess is showing you what was going on. And on the bottom, 5 of Wands. You had a lot of people benefiting off of your money. Benefiting off of you. High priestess. Oh man. Okay. The high priestess. The high priestess is going to reveal to you a lot. You're going to see the ways you were backstabbed as a child. There's that cup. Oh, that was a pentacle crystal. Yeah, this was done to you as a child. But justice is coming. You will get the justice. Because you're balancing yourself out. You're learning. You are learning who you are. And you're learning how to balance out these energies. Because you got the book now. And the high priestess has a book. Where is she at? She has all those books. Look at all those books behind her. So you're gaining the insight. Magicians on the bottom again, and I want to talk about that real quick. When the magician comes up, you're creating. You're not manifesting unless you're in reverse. Manifesting means you're taking something from someone else that's already been created. When this comes up, you're doing it from scratch. No one else has done it before. And I think that's why a lot of families did things, they knew who the special one was. Because I can even talk about my own family. I can go through cousins and I can see who was treated. I can tell who the one was that, like me. I know who it was, and some of them were highly intelligent. I mean, genius. but they just cracked. Some of them. But anyway, let me get off of that. That's a whole nother story. Okay, so the tower moment is that now you are gonna, because it was saying you should collaborate with others, get with others. You're gonna be learning how to collaborate after understanding what's been done. And even though this is a Two of Cups soulmate, it's soulmate doesn't necessarily mean romance, but it could be in this case. But you're gonna get with people that are on the same wavelength as you, and you're gonna enjoy being with them. Now, you're also going to become a Queen of Pentacles. You're going to be grounded, where you can understand, your money. Now, I see Judgment. I see the Moon. I see Temperance. I want to know, what is this Judgment? The Judgment is that you're going to get, after Judgment, you're going to get to end this cycle. And you're going to be victorious. And you're going to have that Ten of Cups that popped out earlier today in the reading. The Moon energy. Oh, it's too many. Come on now. There it is. The Moon energy is going to show you how people were trying to hold on to you. Hold on to your money. Hold on to your energy. Because you know how to get it. They knew you knew how to get it. It's Temperance. Temperance, there we go. You're going to balance out. You're going to balance yourself out because you're, like I said, you're going to become the Queen of Pentacles. Because you know how to get that money. Pull a few of these and then we'll be done with this reading. Look at that. Femme fatale. Shadow attribute. Inappropriate use of sensuality, attachment to money and power. Some of y'all turned into that. That's probably why that a lover or whatever was there. Can't make it up. For me, I can honestly say I couldn't. I'll take it. As far as becoming a femme fatale, that's too much work. If you gotta work, if you gotta get your body up for that, nope, can't do it. Saboteur highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it will bring to your life. And that's if you were in the light, but a lot of the people were inducing self-destructive behavior or the desire to undermine others. That's the energy a lot of you all were in, because people wanted to sabotage you because they knew there was something within you. Beggar. They wanted you dependent on others to the exclusion of effort. Yeah. Child divine. They knew you were innocent. Purity and redemption suggests the special connecting with the divine. I just said that. But they wanted you to believe an inability to defend oneself against negative forces. This is where they wanted you to be in that negative energy. And they were hedonists. They pursued pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. Offer your money. I'm going to take it. You were a healer. Passion to serve others by repairing the mind, body, and spirit. Ability to help transform pain into healing. They didn't want you to know that, so they would take advantage of those who need help, failing to care for oneself. They were abusing you. I'll pull a few more. There it is. Told you. They wanted you to either they were a femme fatale or they wanted you to be a femme fatale. They wanted you to use your body for sex. Some of you probably have been pimped out in the past. You know, you got caught up into that because of lack of money. They wanted you to feel abandoned, shadow attributes, feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation, seeking inappropriate surrogate families. Yeah, some of these kids that's, getting the gangs and stuff like that, or cults and all that other kind of stuff because of this. But you are a child of the divine. You are independent based on learning to go it alone, conquering fear and surviving. You all are at that point now in your life. And man, people that were in the church, shadow violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. Some of y'all grew up in families that were pastors and what do they call prophetesses and all of that. You were in that environment, but you are you can facilitate spiritual commitments, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. They know that's why they knew you were a healer. We're going to keep this. Child eternal. Determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit. Ability to see things with fresh eyes. But they didn't want you to grow up. They wanted you to be dependent on them as an adult. They wanted you to be addicted to them. Addicted, saying compromise integrity and honesty allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. They wanted to be able to make you an addict, but you are becoming a student of your family lineage. You're being the heroine or the hero in your story of your life. You are the visionary. Don't be a damsel. That's what they want. All right, I'm going to stop right there. I mean, I could go on, but I'm going to stop right there. So, you all keep searching, looking at why certain things come up. And don't let them trigger you. When you let things trigger you, you're giving them energy, the powers that be energy, because they want you in that low vibration. They want you to be in that energy. But make sure, you repeat what I said in the beginning. Call your power back. Abort any plans that have been inserted into you. Abort them. Cleanse them. I'm telling you, it's been a lot done to you, and as you become more clear about what's been done, you will loosen the shackles of your mind, body, and spirit from those who are trying to get you in that energy. I want to thank you for stopping by Healing Inner Child Wound Conversations with Z. And I'll be back. I may come back tomorrow. This is it for today. All right. Take care. Peace.